are live as well. Facebook, you are live too. All right. Okay, welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube, and welcome Twitch. Welcome to my vlog live episode 4. What am I going to talk about today? 3 things. I'm going to talk about my setup here. Yeah, the settings that I use to record time-lapse video using 2 different smartphones, an iPhone and an Android phone. And the second thing I want to talk about is my new mobile live multi-streaming setup. Okay, I'll explain what it means in a short while. And number 3, it's about Q&A. All right, whatever I say today, feel free to leave questions and comments in the comment section below. Okay, let's talk about mobile live streaming. Oh, by the way, my name is Adrian Lee from videolane.com, an ex-corporate videographer turned vlogger. What do I vlog about? Anything interesting in life. Okay, from personal to work. Okay, I mentioned mobile live multi-streaming. What's that? It's happening right now. Okay, I'm going live without any cables attached. Okay, this camera is connected via Wi-Fi mobile to 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Okay, so that's the meaning of live multi-streaming and mobile. I will show you the setup after I talk about the time-lapse videos. Okay, so let's begin. You see, I'm very nervous because this is the first time I use this setup and everything is battery operated, so it makes me want to talk faster in case the battery runs out. All right, anyway, this is a test and a documentation. Okay, so let's start off with the time lapse. Right, I am about to document the settings that I use to record time-lapse video on my smartphones, 2 different smartphones, the iPhone and the Android phone. Okay, what kind of time-lapse am I recording? Okay, I'm going to bring you closer, right, while I continue talking. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. I will just listen to my voice for a while. Can I hear myself? Yes, I can. Okay, I'm going to turn the view towards me and I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a tour. If you can see, there are 2 smartphones here, one iPhone and one Android phone. What kind of time-lapse videos are they recording? Okay, take a look at this. They are recording plants growing up, or rather to be specific, lotus seeds germination. All right, if you can see this, lotus seeds, they are not moving, and I've been recording this for over the last 4 days. Today is the 5th day, and I've been using smartphones to record a time lapse. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample. Okay, remember this one. Just a moment. And I'm about to show you what I mean. Okay, so let's zoom back up. If you would like to fast forward this video, you don't have to. This is going to be a long session. If you want to watch the edited version, there will be, I'll put the links in the description. Okay, the edited version will be in the description. There'll be a short version of this video. All right, I'm back. Okay, as you can see, this is my first time using mobile setup. Okay, I want to show you what I recorded last night. I left the cameras here recording for 15 hours. Okay, after dinner I set it up, and in the morning I woke up late and I stopped the recording. So this is what you get. Okay, I'm going into my folder, my photos, Google Photos. Okay, take a look. This is a recording from last night. You see how the plants actually move? Yeah, they move. Okay, so now from the other, this is a close-up view of the plants. That's one of the camera. That's the iPhone. I use the iPhone for the close-up view. And what about the Android phone? The Android phone took a wider shot. Okay, I'm trying to avoid the reflection. Can you see it? Can you see how the plants move? Okay, overnight for 15 hours. That's interesting, isn't it? Okay, this is only the halfway done. Okay, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's because I've done this before. I call this season 2. I'm going to show you season 1. In season 1, I made a video of 20 pieces of lotus seeds. Things are getting bright here. I'm going to adjust the brightness down. Okay. I'm going to show you a video. Advertising.
Is not for everyone.
Let the advertising go through first.
Plus 500.
Okay, this is what I've done in the previous video. Okay, I'm going to fast forward it. Okay, so I made this video a few months back during the COVID lockdown time. There was nothing to do, just grow plants and record time lapse. And what happened is I just recorded this as a documentation for my own record. But what happened is this video has become my #1 video on YouTube. #1. Pause. You can go there and watch. And today it has, can you see how many views? 182,000 views. Okay. I grew the seeds for 23 days and come up with a time-lapse video. So why am I doing it again? Yes, #1 is I want the views, and #2 is in the last season, viewers always ask me, hey, where is the flower? Where's the flower? It's supposed to be a lotus flower at the end, right? Okay, but then I always answer, because I put it in my fish pond and the fish ate up all the leaves. Okay, so they want to see the flowers. I'm coming up with season 2, lotus seeds growing time lapse with flowers. Okay, that being said, I'm going to move on to my documentation of the settings. Okay, this I have transitioned from using big cameras to small smartphones like this, and I've been sharing with people how to use smartphones to shoot professional looking videos. Okay, and if you are interested in that, on how to shoot professional videos with smartphones, I have an online course. I call it the Smartphone Video Course. It's about smartphone videography and video editing. Okay, if you look up there, go to this website, gumroad.com/Adrian Lee, all right, to sign up for this course. Okay, so whatever I say today will become part of that course, an updated version. Okay, if you notice I keep looking up, it's because my mobile monitor is up there. So I'm going to practice looking straight into the screen. Okay, now let me turn around again. Now you'll see more of the phones, less of me. All right. Okay, I'm going to adjust this. It's become loose. Okay, right. Let me go in. In the previous time lapse, I used only one phone to record. Why do I use two phones now? Because I want the iPhone to record a close-up shot of a single shoot, and I want the Android phone to record a wider shot of what's happening in the pot. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the settings. Let's start with the iPhone. If you can see the setup, I want to show you the physical setup. Okay, the iPhone is inside a phone holder. The iPhone is inside a phone holder on top of a tripod. All right, the tripod goes all the way down to the floor. And the Android phone is inside a selfie stick tripod, a mini selfie stick tripod sitting on a box, and the box is sitting on a stool. All right, because tripod is just so short. Okay, so as I said, let's start with the phone, how to set up. Let me remove the Android phone first, and bring in, as you can see, this is the first time doing mobile streaming, so I'm a little bit clumsy. Excuse me for that. And I'm also going to bring you down to the phone level. Okay. All right. Exposure. Okay, exposure is too high. I'm going to change the ISO settings. All right. Okay. So now, did you notice something? What happened to the settings? Okay, I'm going to switch it to manual mode. This is no good. Let me do some settings. Just a moment. Okay. Appears to be very dark now. Okay, right. So here, if you can see, my phone has got a rubber band tied across it. Why? Because I'm afraid it might slip out. Okay, let's start with the iPhone. Okay, don't slip out. Hope it stays there. Okay, it will stay there for a while. Okay, as for the iPhone, it has the time-lapse function is built in to its native camera app. Okay, I'm going in now. Okay, right now it's in time-lapse mode. as you can see. By default, it usually starts in photo mode. So we have to scroll down to wait, come on, I accidentally pressed to the time-lapse mode. Okay, you can see the word time-lapse there. Okay, then what do I do next? Next, I'll point my camera. Again, if you have no patience to go through a live video, like live demonstration like that, I suggest you click on the link in the description to watch the edited version. Okay, then I will point the camera at whatever I want to capture. Okay, those seeds over there. And then the next thing I'll do is press and hold on one of the seeds. What I'm doing is doing the AEAF lock. I'm locking the focus, the exposure, and of course the white balance at the same time. And the next thing is I press the record button and then it will start. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back now and go into the video. So from this point, someone will ask me this question. Okay, I am really not familiar with mobile streaming. I have to turn the camera back and forth very frequently. Okay, now I get a question. Recently I posted this onto Facebook and say I captured this time lapse overnight, and some people ask me, wouldn't I need a lot of memory? I shot this for 15 hours. Would a phone even record 15 hours of video? Actually, no. iPhone time-lapse function is a wonderful thing. Okay, in case you don't know what time-lapse is a video that makes time look a little bit faster than normal. Okay, there's two ways of doing it. You record in normal speed and then during editing you fast forward the video. The second way is to set your camera to time-lapse. So when you set your camera to time-lapse, what it does is it will take one shot after another shot at an interval. Okay, in a normal video, you get 25 shots or 30 shots in a single second. All right, that's very quick. That's how you make a video. But for time-lapse, maybe every 1 minute, it will take one shot. And at the end of the day, they'll combine all the shots into a video. So some people also ask me, so that means I cannot convert a time-lapse video back to a normal speed video? Yes, a time-lapse video cannot be converted back to a normal speed video. But a normal speed video can be edited into a time-lapse video. All right, but because we're going to leave this for hours overnight, we need to record in time-lapse mode. Then somebody will ask me, hey, but I didn't set the interval. There's no settings for interval. For iPhone, it's automatic. Okay, no matter how long I edit, 11 hours, 15 hours, or even 5 hours, the final result is always about 30 seconds. Plus minus a few seconds, right? Around there, 30 seconds. Sometimes I get 20 seconds, sometimes I get 40 seconds, but it's around 30 seconds. It has some intelligence formula going on inside. If it goes more than a few hours, the interval gets longer, and then it will remove some of the frames that it recorded earlier. Okay, that's what I love about iPhone time-lapse. All right. So for iPhone, it's as simple as that. That's it. Now let's talk about Android. Android is a little bit different, a little bit more complicated. Okay, so let's take a look at Android phone. I shall stop recording. This is just for interest sake. Let's see what we recorded. Okay, not much of a movement. It's only a few seconds. Oh, one more thing. Because I'm recording for 15 hours, okay, or 10 hours or more, I need it to be powered all the way. So I've attached the power cable to a wall charger, to my charger inside there, all right? So you can't rely on the battery won't last 15 hours. So I have to attach the power to the USB-C wall power adapter. Okay, now let's take this away. If you can see, I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, never done this before. So please excuse me for being nervous. Okay, now, before I go to the Android phone, I would like to show you the lighting. Okay, when it comes to time lapse, you need to have consistent lighting, and the lighting I use here is, if I can show you, coming from the top. Yep, can you see that on top? This used to be a halogen bulb, a halogen lamp, but I replaced it with an LED lamp. So it's been on for almost 24 hours a day, almost, because I've been trying to capture a lot of time lapse. So the same lighting condition has been shining on this flower pot for hours. That's what we want. We don't want your time lapse to flicker dark and bright with different type of lighting. Okay, that being said, I still get flickering because I'm not doing inside the box. I'm doing in my living room. When it's daytime, everything is bright. When it's nighttime, everything is dark. So there will still be some flickering in the daytime, but at night, it's beautiful. Okay, so now on with Android. For Android, I will need the box. Okay. Feel free to ask questions while I set up the Android phone. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm adjusting the lighting. Okay, Android. Okay, I'm coming in to give you a quick introduction. Okay, now for Android phones, it's a little bit too harsh. Okay, right. Okay, for Android phones, not every phone has got time-lapse feature built in. Like right now, I'm using the Xiaomi Mi A1. It's a very, very old Android phone, and it doesn't have time-lapse built into the native camera. And I have the Samsung Galaxy S10, which has time-lapse built in, and they call it hyperlapse. Okay, on the Samsung, they like to call it hyperlapse. But I've tried that, and I don't like the quality. The quality seems to be mediocre. So for Android, I found one app, a free app for shooting time lapse, and it's called Timelapse. Why don't I show it to you? Timelapse. Okay. There you go. It's called Timelapse, and it's free. go ahead and download it now so that I can show you how to set it up. Okay, now I know there's something wrong with my exposure. I put it in the wrong mode. Okay, but anyway, let's go on. So Timelapse is free, but it's got some features that is locked, and that's the premium part. Anyway, I've been recording with the free version. Let me show you the settings right now. Okay, so let's go into here. All right, let me show you how. Okay, this is the Timelapse user interface right now. And then if I can simulate, if I point at the flower pot, okay, and if I move my camera a little bit to make it straight, okay, the same thing. I need it to be powered overnight, non-stop. So I connect the power into the phone, and the other side goes to the USB power adapter on the wall. All right, let me show you how to use Timelapse. Okay, unlike iPhone where everything is automatic, just focus and then press the record button. For Timelapse, you need to do some settings. Okay, so the settings are over here, if I can show you, right over here. But let me show you what are the functions first. Okay, over here, right at the top right hand corner is your playback. Okay, whatever you record here, you'll play back the recent video. And the second one on the menu is the resolution. Okay, by default it says recommended 2160p, and that's called 4K resolution. It has detected 4K resolution on my phone, and it says recommended to record in 4K resolution. So we'll leave it as it is. That's the highest resolution, better than 1080p. All right, so we leave it. Type on OK. Then the next item in the menu, which looks like a camera, tap on it. This is for us to adjust focus, white balance, and exposure. Okay, and then we have the timer and some special effects. Okay, right now if you can see, I lock my white balance and I lock my exposure. No, I didn't lock. I could have locked my exposure. So you have a choice to lock or not lock exposure and white balance. Okay, if I can just go in and show you. For the timer, it simply means the time, how many seconds go off before it starts recording. All right, just like your selfie timer. And for AF means autofocus. Okay, you can choose to be automatic. Infinity means it focuses on the furthest item. Fixed or macro will be a near item. Continuous video means it will keep changing its focus. Whatever is moving, it will keep changing. Okay, or manual mode. All right, I'll leave it at auto. Auto means I have to select a point to focus and then let go. Okay, so next one is white balance. What do we have? I left it in auto as well, and it has some prefix for different type of lighting. Okay, they are not very useful, except maybe for the last one, manual. Okay, manual means if I'm happy with whatever I see automatically now and I want to fix it, I will just lock the white balance here. Right? It's a good practice for time-lapse to lock white balance and lock exposure. Okay, that's why they give you this too, and that's what we did on the iPhone. Okay, automatically it locks the exposure, white balance, and focus. Okay, now what's FX? Okay, FX is like an Instagram filters. Don't bother using it. And here is the exposure symbol. If I click on it, All right, by default it's 0. If you want it slightly brighter, you select +1 EV. Slightly darker, you select minus EV, right? Okay, so you only have +1, +2, -1, -2. Okay, I'll leave it at 0. Okay, if you look down further, here there's switch camera. What does this mean? Okay, now it switches to the selfie camera. If I were to switch back, switch camera, it switches to the front camera. So if some people call this the rear camera. Okay, if your main camera has got 3 cameras, when you switch it, you can switch between all the 3 cameras, right? Just like what my Samsung can do. Okay, so that's for the camera function here. Now, what's this? This circle here. This is the frame interval. Okay, this is where we need to do settings. Okay, it goes by frame, seconds, minutes, and hours. Is it? Or milliseconds, seconds, minutes, and hour. So if you want to shoot clouds, it is good to set around 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, I prefer 3 seconds for shooting clouds moving across the sky. But if I want to shoot, is it focused? Yeah, it is focused. Okay, if I want to shoot plants growing up, okay, that's with the normal eye, it doesn't seem to be moving. So we cannot use 3 seconds. Okay, 3 seconds is a bit too short. For plants, it is recommended to use 10 minutes, interval of 10 minutes. Okay, so I will set 10 minutes and then press OK. All right. Then there's one more setting to do, the next one. It will ask you video duration. Okay, I've set my interval, but how long do I want to record? Okay, there's two video durations that we talk about here. Okay, the first one is how long is the final video. I can say I want the final video to be about 30 seconds, just like the iPhone. Okay, this is not 30, this is minutes. So minutes will be 0. I want it to be 30 seconds, right? So it's already there. 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds for my final video. Okay. And finally, what's this? Speed value. I won't touch this because it will automatically be calculated. Okay. So now, if you can look at this corner here, I will read out to you. So we have set frame interval at 10 minutes, video duration 30 seconds, and then the third one, it says recording. Let me put a black item over it so we can see. Yep, so you can see clearer now. And it says recording time, 6 days, 6 hours. So that means if you record at 10 minutes interval for 30 seconds, it will take 6 days, 6 hours. It's a bit ridiculous, right? I don't think so. Okay, and the speed is 18,000 times normal speed. Okay. So there's another way of setting which I want to show you. Okay, we can go back to the camera. Okay, this camera icon here, we go back to this camera icon. There is a wizard. Okay, if you can look at this bottom left hand corner, wizard, we click on wizard, and there it will ask you what is the recording duration. Okay, the session, how long, that means how long you want to record. Let's say I'm going to record overnight, I say 12 hours. Okay, 12 hours. Then you will ask, then the next question is, what's the video duration you want? The output, the final video. Okay, if I were to follow iPhone, it will be 30 seconds. So I select 30 seconds. And what happens is the wizard automatically calculates the interval. All right, it says the interval should be 48 seconds. and the video duration is 30 seconds, and the recording time will be 12 hours. Okay, I need to record for 12 hours to create a 30-second video with an interval of 48 seconds. Okay, that's what it means. So once that's done, okay, and then remember I set to autofocus, so I have to press on whatever I want to focus on, that maybe the seats, press and let it focus. Once it's focused, the next thing to do is to press the record button. But before I press the record button, I want to show you one more setting. Okay, there's the 3 dots here on the bottom right. It's called settings. Okay, first one is camera grid. I turn it on. In my videography classes, I always advise beginners to turn on the grid. What's the grid? If you look at this, can you see the tic-tac-toe lines? This is where we place our subject, okay, subject of interest on the tic-tac-toe line. Okay, it's called the grid. That means you're following the rule of thirds. Okay, let me get back in again. So turn it on, turn it on. Okay, ignore notifications. This is good. This have to turn on 100% so that if notification come into your phone, it will ignore it. It will not interfere with your recording. Shutter sound, I will turn it off. I don't want to make any noise when I'm recording. Okay, theme, forget about theme. It's about how your user interface look like. Okay, last one, options. What do we have here? Options. Video optimization. Well, honestly, I don't know what this means, but it sounds interesting, so I turned it on. All right, it will optimize my video. Show information. Okay, turn it on. Remember at the corner here, we have some information. I want to see them, so leave it on. Then low battery storage, stop. Okay, leave it on. So if there's low battery, just stop. Torchlight. Okay, I don't recommend using torchlight. Please get an external light. That will look better. And now frame rate at the bottom, frame rate. We have default and 3 other choices. Okay. For me, I would recommend just leave it at default. Leave it at default. Otherwise, choose 30 frames per second. Okay, I'll leave it at default. That's it. So focus, tap to focus on the point of interest, which is the seats in this corner, and press record. Okay, then it says, when it turns red, it's recording. And then there's a timer here. Now it's 0. It will take a long time before you see 1 second because I set it to 10 minutes. Remember, 10 minutes. So only 10 minutes later, you see this timer here starts to move. Okay, and because we're going to leave it for more than 10 hours, we want to save our screen. There is a function here at the bottom the right hand corner to turn off the screen. When I tap on it, take a look. Okay, so it turns dark. It will save your screen. Okay, we don't have that function on the iPhone. Okay, to bring it back, just tap anywhere and it's back. Okay, for now, let me turn off. Okay, here's a little bit deceiving. This one looks like a record button, waiting for you to press record. Okay, I hope they will change this to a different shape. When you see this round red circle, it means it's recording. Okay, as you can see here, already created 3 seconds of video. Okay, so it's going to record for the next 12 hours at 48. Oh, the last time I set was 48 seconds interval. So every time it records a 48 seconds, every 48 seconds. And then it will reflect here. Now it has a video of 6 seconds now over here. Okay, I will stop recording and come back to my face. Okay, to stop recording, just press the red button and it stops. All right, So let's come back to my face. Yeah, so I just showed you time-lapse settings for two different phones, the iPhone and the Android phone. Okay, let me do that again because I was looking at my mobile streamer. So I just showed you the time-lapse. I just showed you my time-lapse settings for two different phones, the iPhone and the Android phone. Do you have a better setting for recording time-lapse? Okay, and also what kind of time-lapse are you recording? Like for example, I'm recording seeds germinating, okay, seeds turning into a plant. So let me know your favorite settings if you have one, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments section. All right, so I'm done with this section of the live video. Are we still live? Yes, we are still on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And I can see my audio meter, my voice is still okay. Okay, what else do I need to talk about in the time lapse? I hope I've covered everything here that I want to say. If not, please leave a question, because the third thing is about Q&A. Okay, then I will cover the holes that I left out. Because right now, let's talk about my new live stream gear, the mobile live multi-stream setup. Okay, let's put my phones aside. Okay, that's it for my phones. And move the camera away into the living room. Okay, I'm showing you what mobile is. I can move around anywhere I like. So I'm going to raise up the camera a little bit higher. It's on the tripod right now. Okay, and because I'll be standing up, so this is what you get when you're a one-man show. You have to adjust the camera yourself when there's no videographer. Remember, I was a videographer, corporate videographer, so now I am my own videographer. How am I going to show you the setup? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to use another camera to show you the setup, all right? Okay, so the video output from the camera comes out from this micro HDMI port, which goes through a micro HDMI to HDMI cable and goes into the YOLO box. All right. So if I can look at the top, I'll go the other side. If you look at the top, the HDMI goes into HDMI input number 1. And if you see beside it, there is another HDMI input number 2. That means we can do 2 cameras. As you can see here, I can switch between multiple. Okay, I made a mistake again. Okay, let me not block your way. Okay, this is a very bad presentation. But anyway, it improves along the way. Okay, HDMI goes into HDMI number 1. And if you notice next to it is HDMI input number 2. That means you can put in 2 camera sources and you can switch from over here. All right. In fact, you can put in up to 3 camera sources, 3 physical camera sources. Then the third one is a USB input. Okay, USB input. So 3 sources. And I must remember not to block the screen. And next to that is a USB output port. Okay, what this one does is it goes to the external monitor to monitor. I will only use this when I use the YOLO box as a studio live encoder. But right now it's a mobile encoder, so I can't attach a monitor to it. I can't carry my monitor around because the monitor is already here, right? If you can see, this is already the monitor. This is what I look at. And next to it is, I'm trying not to block the screen so that you can have a better view. Next to it is the Ethernet port for us to connect directly to the internet. Okay, there are 3 ways you can connect the YOLO box to the internet. Directly via Ethernet cable or via Wi-Fi or via 4G mobile data. Okay, right now we are using Wi-Fi. In the next test, I'll be going outdoors and use 4G data. Okay, next to the Ethernet port. Okay, I'm so sorry this cable is in the way. If I can just lift the cable up. Yes. Okay, now remove my elbows. Next to that Ethernet port is the audio input jack. Okay, when I use the YOLO box as a studio live stream encoder, I will make use of this audio input jack. But for right now, my audio is going directly into the camera for recording because I want to use the recording for editing. Although I have a recording going on here in the YOLO box, I prefer to use the recording on my camera itself for edits. So next to the audio input jack is a USB power input, right? So this is where you supply power. Right now there's no power going in because there's an internal battery and the battery shows 75% level. Okay, can you see 75% level? And how long have we gone live? Okay, I try not to block you. We have gone live for about 1 hour, 10 minutes, and we still have 76% of battery life left. That means we can go on for another 2 hours plus, all right? So, which is what they say on the paper. On paper, the YOLO box battery can last about 3 hours. Okay, so that's for battery. Now, at the bottom, what do we have? We have an audio output jack, audio output jack. Okay, to monitor my audio. Right now, it's connected to my headset, okay, which I can wear and listen. Test, 1, 2. Yes, my voice is still there. All right. So that's the audio monitoring jack, output jack. Okay, so now let me adjust this. Now look at this at the bottom. Okay, YOLO box comes with a hot shoe accessory shoe mount. Okay, with this you can, below the YOLO box there's a standard quarter inch hole which you can attach to a tripod, and now it's attached to a shoe mount adapter, and this shoe mount adapter goes on top of my Panasonic shoe mount. Okay, how cool is that, right? Okay, and then below here, if I can show you, if I can go below, is the SD card. All right now the recording is going through into the SD card. Okay, so that's a tour of the external part of the YOLO box. So now let's look at the screen. Okay, I'll move my elbows away. Let me focus, exposure. All right. Let me focus here. Okay, so on top you see the transmission bit rate. Right now is 3000 plus kbps, and then next to it is the frame rate. Okay, right now it's 30 frames per second, and drop frame. Okay, it's going through Wi-Fi now and there's no drop frame. Okay, that's a wonderful thing. Next to that is how long we have gone live, about 1 hour 13 minutes already. And then next to that is the recording. Okay, I'm recording into the SD card on the YOLO box. It's about 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, and on the other end you see the time right now. Right now it's 2 p.m. and you see the Wi-Fi signal, and you see the next one is the SIM card. You see SIM card is not inside, and the battery level 75%. Now below here on this panel shows where I am live right now. So we have YouTube, Adrian Lee, Facebook, Adrian Lee, and Twitch, Adrian Video Image. Okay, it's called living. It's living now, right? It's going live means living. I can go to a fourth platform if I want to by keying in the custom RTMP, which I'm not using right now. And I'm not too sure which other custom RTMP I can use. So maybe you can tell me this one, which other platform I can try that I need to key in the RTMP. Okay, next to it is actually the monitor. So using this live stream encoder, I don't need an external monitor because there is already a monitor there. Okay, then below that is our camera switcher. Right now we are only using one camera, so this camera switcher is not very useful. Okay, and finally we have the commands. Okay, in my previous video I've already gone through all these features in detail. If you want to know what this feature does, look at my previous videos. Okay, they are very interesting. All right, so now what else would you like me to check the YOLO box? Did I cover everything? I would like to do one more thing before I end. Oh, I've already done that. Okay, so let me put this camera back into the tripod. As you can see, this is the first time I'm doing mobile live streaming. So okay, this is the last demo before I go into the Q&A. All right. Okay, by the way, Okay, I am going to show you a final demo before we leave. Okay, look at the screen. I just want to show you how is it really portable. Brighten the screen. I hope I can show you. This is something that I've never done before again. Okay, ready? Look carefully. Look carefully. I am going to remove. I'm just trying to show that it's really mobile. Okay, I am going to remove the tripod so it looks really mobile. I'm going to turn the yellow box to face me. Okay, the yellow box is facing me now, while the camera is still facing the spot I want you to see. So now I'm going to remove the tripod and move around. Okay, ready? I'm going to unplug the audio, drop the audio. There. Is it still transmitting? Is it still transmitting? The camera is totally mobile right now. I am using it on its own without a tripod, just via Wi-Fi. Wow, this is the exact thing I want to test. You know, when you buy a YOLO box, it comes with a packaging with this picture in front of its box, and finally I get to use it as it is, right? With the YOLO box on top, only one cable attached to the top. Okay, the rest is mobile. Okay, I'm very happy with the test and documentation. I'm about to end this. We are going into the third segment now, Q&A. So I'm gonna put this camera back and I'm going back to my seat to prepare for the Q&A. Okay, you can still see me on the screen. I'm packing the stuff. And there, I'm going back to my time-lapse recording. Okay, let me settle the other camera. The other camera will be pointing here. All right, I'll be seated here. If you can't see what's going on, I'm adjusting the camera at the back. All right. Okay, I am back here. This live session is a little bit unpolished. I thought I've practiced most of it, but it seems it's still unpolished. Okay. All right, Q&A. My hair is a little bit messed up. And what's that? That's my monitor, second monitor. Okay, Q&A, come. Any questions? Let's go into Facebook first. Facebook. Go into my page, video lane page, go into the posts. You can see myself live. There is one comment. Okay, from Alex Choi. He say, "Hi Adrian, the sound is lost when you plug in the HDMI." Yes, I discovered that a little bit later and rectified it, okay, when I plugged in HDMI. So this is the perils of trying out new things while going live. All right, thanks Alex. Okay, let me thank him first. Now let's go to YouTube. Let's see if there's anything, any comments from YouTube. Okay, I can see myself live. One person watching, and that is me. Thanks him first. Okay, I can hear myself. Now let's go to YouTube. Okay, let me lower the volume. Rocky Nash Live says, "Hi Adrian." Hi Rocky, thanks for watching. Okay, Rocky also said, okay, and there's another person. Okay, Rocky Road, two different Rockies. Rocky Nash Live and then Rocky Road. Rocky Road says, "Hi Rocky Road." Rocky Road says, "Can't hear sound." Okay, yeah, I just rectified it. I found it up a little bit later. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, that's one thing that I hope YOLObox can do, or maybe there's some other solution. When I use YOLObox, I cannot see comments. I have to look at my phone to see the comments. On the YOLObox, there's no interaction. So maybe that should be the next version of YOLObox where we can see our viewers' interaction. Okay, now let's go to Twitch. Twitch. Okay, Twitch. There I see myself, one viewer. But I don't expect any audience because I've no audience on Twitch, so don't expect much from there, right? And what else? Yeah, for those watching the recording, also feel free to leave your questions and comments below. Okay, this is the first time I use mobile live multi-streaming. First time I run around with the camera instead of sitting down in my studio and give a talk. Okay, I'm moving here and they're using two cameras, so there were some hiccups along the way. Okay, now that I know it, the next time it will not happen again. It's going to improve. I'm going to find some other way to do mobile live streaming. Okay, if you notice, just like Inception, I was using my mirrorless camera. Oh, wait a minute, let's start from the time lapse. Okay, I was using my smartphone camera to record the time lapse of my lotus plants growing overnight. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I set up my time-lapse setting. So I use my mirrorless camera to shoot my smartphone camera to show you the time-lapse settings. And then I want to show you how I set up my mirrorless camera to go live. And then I use my Sony camcorder. So I use my Sony camcorder to show you how I set up my Panasonic mirrorless camera and the YOLObox to go live. Okay, mind-boggling. It's like Inception, a camera in a camera in a camera. Okay, that's why I went a bit bonkers just now. Okay, so if you're watching this recording, also feel free to leave your questions or comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. And if you haven't done so, subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, like. And if you're on Twitch, tell me what to say on Twitch. I don't know what to do on Twitch. Twitch is something new for me. I mean, it's not new for me. I've been streaming games on Twitch and not these kinds of live video. All right. And what else? If you want to know more about my smartphone videography and video editing class, there's two versions. One is online. Okay, look at the description. I'll put a link there. And then there's another one, a live class. I will also put a link there. Live class means we'll meet face to face in a classroom physically. Okay, and there's one class happening tomorrow, 23rd of October. Okay, it's already fully booked, so you can look out for the next one. Again, I'll put a link in the description. And if you've watched this far, there will be an edited version. Okay, I'll edit down to less than 10 minutes, right? And I'll put it into the description as well. Okay, that's it. This is, sorry, I'm combing my long hair. Very soon I'll be cutting away my ponytail. Okay, look out for that. Okay, it's getting out of hand. This is Adrian Lee from videolane.com. See you in the next one. Okay, I'll do another one. This is Adrian Lee. See you in the next one.